Hello, once again, here we are. I'm Pastor B, and this is the kitchen table. You know, this is the place we break it down, chop it up, and put it back together again. I'm so glad to have you once again. Today, I'm so glad to have a guest who's been at the table before, but I'm bringing him back today. And I'm bringing him back because so many times what we do at the kitchen table is designed or geared toward the adults or the older adults, to be exact. But today, we got something that's coming up on our calendar, an opportunity for our young people, for our young adults, for your kids and your grandkids, your great grandkids. And so I'm asking Brother Shaughn Thomas to come back to the table, and we're going to unpack what's about to happen in August right here, right now through the kitchen table. Brother Shaughn, you say good morning. I say hello to the kitchen table audience, please.
To be here. Glad to be a guest. Appreciate you for having me.
Amen, amen. Shaughn, can you tell the kitchen table audience one more time, what do you do?
Uh, so I am a educator slash entrepreneur. So I teach middle school, seventh grade math at the moment. And also I have the after school program, a company called Invest in Yourself, which teaches financial literacy to our youth, specifically middle school and high school and also elementary. And also we do work in the community where we help to educate our parents as well. And so anything that deals with financial literacy and helping the community, that's me.
That's you. That's why I brought you to the table again, Brother Shaughn. Thank you for coming. Just before we get into this big event that's coming up, can you just kind of tell us about entrepreneurship? When you say entrepreneurship, what do you mean when you say it?
What I mean is basically, running your own business. It could be in the first and foremost, I tell people to, if you want to be an entrepreneur, do something that you're passionate about. So
Mm,
do something that doesn't feel like work, whether you like fixing cars, whether you like, um, uh, cooking, drawing, whatever it is that you like to do, figure out how you can monetize it. It's not something that it's just something that you just pick up. A lot of times, if you want to be a full-time entrepreneur, it's 24/7. Like you never really have to take a day off because that's what you have to do. But most people are entrepreneurs, meaning like they have a 9 to 5, and then they run have a business on the side, and they do that until that can probably sustain itself, where they can do that full time. So everybody needs to have some type of multiple streams of income in order to you know have a nice saving or begin a nice nest egg to invest. So being an entrepreneur, that's a great way to do so.
okay. Now you mentioned that you work with middle schoolers, high schoolers. You work with children who are in elementary school and training them financial literacy and also entrepreneurship. Have you actually had children who've actually gone through your training and have become entrepreneurs?
Yes. So several students. Most of the time when we start teaching kids about entrepreneur, usually they're in middle school. Because that's when they can kind of grasp it. But in elementary, you can kind of put that seed in they ear. I mean, they brain, and they can
Wow.
go with it. But we have some middle schoolers. The easiest thing that most of them have done is clothing.
Mm,
So clothing. Also, one has a customized shoes. The one with the clothing, he's probably the most successful. His name is Christian, and
mm,
it's New Waves Clothing. So he's actually was featured on Great Day Houston. He had his clothes sold in the Galleria Mall in Houston, and also right now he has an online business. So he does very well. He's going into his junior year, I believe, junior or I think junior year. And so he's been doing, very successful with that. And so he took the information that we had, and he just ran with it. He learned all the
wow.
different techniques, and he came actually the first day he actually came to our program because he didn't start off with us. He came just one day because his friend asked him to come, and we were talking about entrepreneurship, and then that was it. He took it and he ran with it. He came that one day, and then he passed everybody up who was in the program for longer than he was. So.
Wasn't that amazing? At a young age, he already in the Galleria and already on television and everything else. He caught it and ran with it through
Call him.
exposure.
He was in eighth
Exposure.
grade. Yep, eighth grade.
Eighth grade. Wow. Shaughn, what percentage of the African American community are entrepreneurs? Do you know?
Uh, I believe it was somewhere around 2 to 2.5 million. Black entrepreneurs in the United States. So that's it's a good amount, but it's still small in comparison to, um, you know,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
grand scheme of things.
yeah. Unto the greater community. How much money passed through our community? We always talked about that our dollar seemed to go through the community, not stop in the community. So just ballpark range, how much money comes through the Black community?
Well, Black community spends close to or a little over $1 trillion, so with a T. So we are consumers. All right. So but a lot of times we're not taught to produce, and sometimes it's set up that we can't. So we have to figure out ways that we can produce products. We like to spend, but we have to create businesses that kind of could make it stay in our community. So there was this, and everybody knows, like, so for instance, in the African American community, the dollar stays within our community only 6 hours, right? Because we don't have,
Wait a minute,
things.
Shaughn. Wait. Go back. You're saying that in Africa, you say we have $1 trillion that pass through, but the dollar only stays in our community for how long?
For 6 hours. So like, so the Jewish community stays in the white community, it stays in circulation about 15 days, and for African Americans it's 6 hours. All right, the reason being is because we don't own anything. Like, we don't have any grocery stores, we don't have any um uh you know uh just stores in general. Most of
Right,
fast
right.
food places, or even a restaurant, you have a couple, but most of the time we have to outsource and go to different neighborhoods and different areas to go get our supplies and our needs. And because of that, um, we can't really sustain ourselves. So we spend our money in elsewhere.
So it goes to other communities.
It goes
Wow,
to other
wow.
communities. A lot of times, sometimes because we don't support our own businesses, and sad to say, maybe because of stereotypes, we may say like, the services is that's good, or something like that. Just stereotypes. Maybe we may not support our own, but sometimes we have people in our communities who have businesses who don't treat us how we should be treated, but we still support
Yeah.
them. So we have to kind of make a better effort to support Black businesses and whatever it may be, whether it's a local grocery store, whether it's a local ice cream shop, whether it's a dry cleaner, whatever it may be. We have to figure out a way to create businesses in our community and keep them there.
Okay. Wow. Which brings us to what we're talking about today. If you're saying $1 trillion stays in the community 6 hours, we're mostly consumers. You're talking about raising up a generation that are now entrepreneurs on their own, that could start their own, invest in their own. We've got this deal come up in August. It's called an entrepreneur workshop that's
Mhm.
targeting ages 13 to 18. Can you just share with the kitchen table how it's going to work?
Well, it's gonna work. First of all, it's gonna be fun, right? So that's the
Okay.
main thing. We want our youth to have fun doing something. It's not something where you're just gonna be sitting and listening.
Yeah.
So first of all, we got to explain to them what an entrepreneur is. Play a couple games and things of that nature, and kind of just give them an idea and show them, different successful entrepreneurs, even ones that look just like them, even
Mm.
at their age. And then also that we're going to go through a business plan, because any successful business has to have some sort of business plan. But of course, it's not going to be as extensive because, of course, they're 13, 18 years old. And of course, we have, a shorter time to work with. But we work with the business plan. And then from there, we'll work on their pitches, because you can have a great business plan, but if you're not able to pitch your idea to whoever
Mm.
funding if you don't have the capital yourself, but you want somebody to fund your idea, you have to be able to pitch your idea and explain to whoever why your business is going to be, the Shark Tank feel where they'll compete and the judges be able to say whoever business plan or business model is the best.
Okay, Shaughn, if you could you go back and just restate for a minute? I think we had a little interruption there about from the point of pitching the idea to Shark Tank. That was again what you said about that.
All right, so we have to pitch the idea, because when you can have a great idea, but if you're not able to elaborate and explain to your investors or explain to community why we should invest in your community or invest in your business, or why we should, buy your business,
Right.
then it just doesn't matter. So we work on the pitches, and after that, we have judges who are going to judge their business ideas and their models and their pitches, and then from there, the judges will be able to select who had the best business models, business plans, ideas, and then go from there. And I believe they'll be rewarded with seed money to help jumpstart their businesses.
Wow. Wow. Now, Shaughn, for those who are not familiar with it, can you explain how does Shark Tank work?
Well, in the Shark Tank, so in the actual TV show, there are four sharks or entrepreneurs, very, very successful people. And so people with great ideas and great in companies who already have started and they've been doing stuff on their own. Usually they come in, they pitch their idea and they say, I want, X amount of dollars. I want 100,000 for a certain percentage of my company. And so if they have a great business idea and they can scale, then one of the sharks may invest. They may say, I want 25% of your company and I'll do this and this and this. So it kind of goes like that. It's very competitive. Usually they have about maybe a minute to pitch their idea. And so that's the kind of the idea and the flow that we're trying to do to make it, fun and exciting for the
Yeah.
kids. And, just kind of give them it works on, our kids are talented. So anything they're passionate about, we want to teach them that they can turn their passion into money. But
Right.
then also we teaching them how to speak and how to um, talk in front of people and
Right.
express their ideas. And so getting them used to being up in front of the crowd and, just pitching their ideas. And that's what it's about.
That's what Shaughn, this is so amazing. So you're saying just for our kitchen table audience that beginning in August, I think it's the first week in August, I think it's the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yep.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is going to be the workshop. They're going to learn, you say, the business plan, business model, how to prepare. Then that Thursday will be the Shark Tank, which they'll be able to pitch, present their ideas. And it's for ages 13 to 18. So it's for our young people to really get a real hands-on approach to not be consumers, but to become creators. That's amazing because you think about it in the landscape of life, most of our young people are trained from just really from birth how to consume.
Right.
Yeah.
And in today's age, our youth are in business. Not only you have to have a great product, but marketing is mostly everything with your product. So if you have great marketing, your product's pretty good, you do well. And our kids are master marketers because they master social media. So
That's good.
they're able to get people to look at them. So if we have to, a lot of times our kids nowadays, they just want people to view them. They want to, get people to get the views on YouTube, get the views on Instagram, TikTok or whatever. But we have to teach them, and some of them know, but we have to teach them how to monetize that. Yes, you have 100,000 or 50,000 people, but okay, what are you going to do with those 50,000 people? So we're teaching them how to monetize. What product do you have so that you can have 50,000 people buying whatever it is that you have? You can be an entrepreneur while you're in high school, going to school. And then maybe you do want to go to college. Maybe you don't. Maybe you'll be able to sustain your business and go from there. The landscape of everything has changed. So we just have to give our kids the knowledge that we have so that they can, do better than we did. And like I said, they have all the tools necessary to be successful. Social media is levels the playing field, so they can do it. So we just got to plant that seed and let them watch it grow and watch them run with it.
Amen. So Shaughn, now you've got parents, grandparents, great grandparents, guardians watching this right now. They know someone in this age division, 13 to 18 years of age. Right now, you get a chance to speak to that audience. Why should they encourage, almost compel their teenagers to come? Why should they come? What would you tell them to encourage them to come?
I would encourage them to come. One is financial literacy. That's something that's not really taught into school in our schools. Like our education, I'm an educator, and I know that our education system fails our students. So any opportunity that you have for your kids to be exposed to something in an arena that's going to help them in life, then even if they don't use it, they're exposed to it, and maybe they'll use it later down the line. But our kids are talented, and a lot of times they have gifts and talents, but they don't know that they can use those gifts and talents actually make money. So at an early age, like you don't have to wait until you're an adult to make some money. You can go ahead and chase your passion now. Like maybe you have one of your grandkids or kids as an artist. They can create digital content to sell. They can create their own t-shirts with their designs. Maybe they like doing hair. Maybe they can start their own business. Maybe they, like washing cars, or want to start their own clothing line, or start their own nail polish line or lip gloss, whatever it is that your kids like to do.
Mm.
We can teach them how to create that themselves, and just change that mindset from consumer. Because wouldn't it be cool if your kid is actually creating their own business and making money, not even asking you for some, but maybe
Yeah.
changing, like they're getting them hours and getting that experience at an early age. So by the time they late teens or early 20s, they already a veteran in the game, and they made all the mistakes, and they can learn from other people so that they can go ahead and, live a great life.
Hey, man, that's the motivating factor right there when you said they don't have to ask you for it. So
That's
for
it.
some parent, guardian, or grandparent watching, that's the motivating reason right there for you. They want to ask you. But this is revolutionary. As he said, he's an educator. He's been for a long time. They're not teaching this in school. And in many homes that are watching, they're not teaching it at home either. But here's an opportunity for your child to learn financial literacy, financial basics, and also to monetize something they already enjoy anyway. I like what you said about how they're so adapt to social media, but never thought about monetizing and how to use those followers for purpose of finance.
Yeah.
That is a great idea. So Shaughn, I thank you so much, and we're going to get the word out to anybody and everybody in kitchen table audience. You don't have to be a member of this church to participate in this, because the first 3 nights of this are all going to be online. There'll be Zoom. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday be on Zoom. Only the last night, Thursday night, when we go before Shark Tank, that's the one that will be in person. So if you know someone, or you know someone who may know someone, let them know about this. They can participate. There's an opportunity, as Shaughn said, to go from being a consumer to being an entrepreneur, which people come to you as opposed to us going to them. The dollar stays in our community 6 hours. It's time to change that. It's time to change that. Shaughn, may God bless you. May God keep you, brother. And I look forward to seeing you real soon in August. And family and friends and cousins and nephews, thank you for being at the kitchen table. And I'll see you next week right here. Go tell somebody. There's a workshop coming, and you need to be a part of it. I'll see you next week right here at the kitchen table. Have a great day.